I think with Luke, I was good probably to feel that demand, like where you had 25 people wanted to do it because it was free, but it definitely doesn't feel exactly the same as free either. Like I kind of hate free. I think if you'd have done it free with five, it would have been horrible. Where because you actually had to put the $200 down, I think you got you got really enthusiastic people who wanted their $200 back, which is fine, but they actually, bought in hard. Like how did that feel being the business owner yourself? Like I'm on the outside.
Yeah, it actually felt good because it completely took the pressure off in a way, because I was like, you're in this course pretty much for free, and it meant that I don't know, when people pay me, and I don't know if this is with you guys, but like I feel massive like an obligation to just make the experience like incredible. And or like even if they're paying a small amount, like I feel like this massive, just like you're paying me and you're putting your trust in me, so that therefore I have to make this incredible, sometimes to my detriment, because sometimes I'll bend too far back over for clients, especially some of my bigger ones and stuff like that. So it was in a way, it was like a great first start, because I was like, okay, I'm giving you a lot of value, and you're putting your trust in me. Sorry, you're adding value to me by just doing the program. And that's how I was looking at. I wasn't even looking at it from a money standpoint. I was like, I just want you to get your money back. I just want your feedback and your testimonial at the end of it. So in a way, like I wasn't really too worried about giving it away for, giving them 100% of the deposit back. There were a couple of people who didn't go through all the way, but pretty much everyone had like full engagement, and I ended up giving pretty much everyone their deposit back. Which in a way, what I've noticed comparing to the second group I took through, which was you pay a certain fee and that's it. There was no deposit on the second case study group. And quite interestingly, the difference was the first group almost had a like higher engagement, and they fully went through every step of the process to the end, because there was that thing that they were almost getting back as a reward at the end of it. Whereas the next group, they could dive in, take as much information from the program as they wanted until they felt like they'd got enough value. And then I guess, they didn't need to keep coming back, or they didn't need to, go the whole way through, which has made me think a few things, like, because I was running it like a 3-week or 2-week program, and maybe that is not the way to do it. Maybe people just get access to the program and they can do it at their own time, or they have the accountability. So it's hard. It's a hard call, but I chatted to Keegan about it. But like the first way, like if you could somehow tap into that for programs going forward and try and guarantee that amount of engagement in the course, where people have money on the line, where people are going to get money back from finishing your program, it's like it just guarantees a level of commitment and engagement in it. But it was interesting to see that.
Yeah, that's good. It's a good experience, and it does change the dynamic of the course, how you structure the payments. And if it's it's a subscription and it's paid monthly, and they can cancel any time, that's a different dynamic to someone who pays for a year up front. And these other dynamics that we've played with is a huge part of what we're building with UNCOM and the Web3 integrations and such, is so that people want to win the NFT, they want to win tokens for completing the course. I was even thinking about it just now, like, what if UNCOM 25 players could win a pass that allowed them to choose whether they would do your course or whether they would do Nick's course? If you've got these kind of entry-level group courses, then if they've won it as a prize for working hard, then they're kind of pre-qualified already as being hard workers. With UNCOM 25 being like a game of consistency, it could be the perfect incentive, really. And then you're getting someone who's probably in your target. They've chosen you out of other options that they could have chosen. Like I was just thinking about that as a way that we can synergize even further. And it obviously elevates you as authorities within the community as well, because it means that I believe in your product and other people believe in your product. And it keeps your marketing present within our community. That's what we're trying to build, more incentive into people to play the game of UNCOM 25 and the game of Uncommon Success, because everyone's busy. Things are competing for attention.
Yeah.
But we literally want people to achieve their dreams, like to go after things that are bigger than. So experimenting with these financial models and innovating in this space, I think is a really key part of the future of e-learning, which is a huge industry now.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's really interesting because I feel like, and Nick, you probably experience this because you do, in-person programs too, right? It's like when you have the people there, it's probably, you obviously guarantee just a next level of people interacting with each other and people getting a huge amount out. You almost guarantee everyone gets, probably don't, but everyone probably gets a huge amount of the program. Whereas online, where it is sort of separated, it's like people still get value from your program, but it just depends on their level of motivation, how much time they have, how much things they have going on. You can't almost guarantee that they will be there focused entirely on learning your material. So, I think that's a really sort of interesting thing to try and solve, I guess, for online learning, because there is so much potential with e-learning, and how much, the scale of how many people we can impact is off the charts. So it's just like, how do we guarantee that level of, commitment and buy-in? I've felt it myself. Like, if you look at UNCOM 25 for April, like I was all in, like, it was all in April. I was like there, I was like, we were chatting, weekly Keegs, and it was just a completely intensive experience. Then, for example, like the sales by hard course, like I'm trying to get into it like on a weekly basis to try and give my feedback, stay on top of it. But there's a difference, because I've got so much crap going on in my head. I've got like projects that I'm managing. I've got, these things that I'm in it trying to do. It's like, how can I guarantee myself to show up to that? You know what I'm saying? So that's just my own experience, but like, it's not like I'm an unmotivated learner. It's not like I don't want to learn these things, or it's not like I'm not hardworking, but it's more like, yeah, it's just like another thing to try and prioritize. And maybe the difference was in All in April, I paid a lot more money than I did for the sales by heart. And yeah, just interesting to see the different dynamics, and it's not that I don't find it valuable and I'm not learning huge amounts from that and putting myself out there, but it's just like, it's just interesting to see, and maybe the answer is somewhere in there, somewhere in between that.
Yeah, I didn't put really any kind of incentive in the Sell by Heart, and it's because I'm kind of building out the course. But yeah, I can see that, putting a higher price point on it, putting a reward in there, like it definitely it would be running significantly better. So yeah, these are good experiments and experiences for us to go through, and we're getting to a place that other online education isn't going. So I think that's the main thing. Like, we continue to iterate and experiment